Can't lie, I've been frontin' for a minute, got you thinking I ain't into you. But I can't hide these feelings that I'm feeling. I must admit you got me. I just want you all to myself now. Yeah, I need to get this off my chest. You better than all the rest. I ain't lying, you the best. All I want is you, baby. All I want is you, baby. I ain't looking at nobody else. All I want is you. I wouldn't trade you for the world. All I want is you, baby. I like the way you look at me, baby. Like no one can compete, baby. You give me something to believe, baby. I'm all in, and it's all yours. These other niggas, you ain't gotta worry about that. I'm with your boy, you ain't gotta ever doubt that. No need to question, you are the answer. 'Cause I'm all in, and it's all yours. All I want is you, baby. All I want is you, baby. I ain't looking at nobody else. All I want is you. I wouldn't trade you for the world. Trade you for all I want is you, baby. No, hold on, you should know by now. All this goody in your face right now. Damn boy, goddamn boy. I'm just saying, you just playing. All I want is you, that's an understatement. Breaking all the rules, we forget my language. You got the baddest in these streets, boy. In your sheets, boy. Come and get the treat, boy. Uber Eats, boy. All I want is you, baby. All I want is you, baby. I ain't looking at nobody else. All I want is you. I wouldn't trade you for the world. All I want is you, baby.
5 years, 23, 2 and 3, 5, 223, 2 of us, 23 being our number and all, 2 in love, divine alignment. R.A.R.E's always on time with it. 2, 23, 22, say it backwards. 2, 23, 22, same thing. The 2 of us, same bodies, well newer, both finer, both wiser, both wider. In love, expanded beyond bodies or societies. All binaries, all 223, all 5. Although 2 of us, there's more to us, more to love. Just stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dom Experience Podcast, brought to you by R.A.R.E Media Network. I am Dominus, also known as John Le Carbier III.
And I'm Cinnamon Vixen.
Welcome to the show. Say word.
Was that a new poem?
Yeah, that was a new poem. Happy anniversary.
It's our anniversary, y'all.
Made for you and me.
And I ain't know Bay wrote a new poem, so
Yeah.
we all heard that for the first time.
Yeah, you know, she know that I was about to hit her with it, and if y'all do the math,
The mathematics of that.
everything just equals 5 or 223, 23. Y'all heard what I was saying.
I
But,
want to hear it again later.
You want to hear it? I can say it again.
You want to say it again? Can we rewind? Yeah.
All right. So, 5 years. Y'all pay attention. 5 years. 23. 2 and 3. 5. 223, two of us. 23 being our number and all, two in love. Divine alignment. R.A.R.E always on time with it. 223, 22. Say it backwards. 223, 22. Same thing, the two of us. Same bodies, well newer, both finer, both wiser, both wider. In love, expanded beyond bodies or societies or binaries or 223 or 5. Although two of us, there's more to us, more to love. Just stay tuned. If y'all want me on your albums, just holler. I'm just playing. You like that? Merry Christmas. A mushmus. Nah, happy anniversary. It's been 5.
It has been 5 years.
5 years, y'all. And I will say, we've seen every side of a relationship I would say in these 5 years. Right?
Yep.
Would you agree to that?
Yep. Ups, downs, rounds, around.
Ins, outs.
Ins, outs.
You know what I'm saying? Therapy.
Lots of ins and outs.
I'm going to be honest.
Even more ins and outs.
You know what I'm saying?
And some ins and outs tonight.
Ins and outs? What?
Ins and outs.
Oh, yeah? You trying to get my body?
I sure do.
Sheesh. You remember that song? I don't know if you remember that song.
No, I'm
you
too
like
young
8
for
years
that
younger
song.
than me.
Am I 8 years younger than you?
Yeah.
Mm-mm. You about to be 8? You ain't about to
I'm
be
about to be 23. What are you talking about?
You about to be 7.
Huh?
You said 8.
What? Now she doing math. I don't know. She from the Common Core era.
Oh, you are about to be 8. Okay.
Like where I was growing up, 1 + 1 was 2.
Shut up.
And, we had the timetables all in a little row. And they barely had geometry when I was in school. Barely. It was like a new thing. They was like just introducing that into schools, I think. I might be lying because I'm not that old.
Obviously, we are on one today. Welcome again to the
I'm
Dom
excited,
Experience.
man. I've been alive for a long time.
I'm excited too.
I'm only 5 years old.
And
Because I ain't really like come alive until I met you.
Ooh. They're going to hear all my fox sounds today.
Child.
I'm sweet like candy. Okay, so as you've heard multiple times now, it is our anniversary. It has been 5 years.
How many?
5 years.
Wow.
Right. And as you heard, 23 is our favorite number, and 5 is important
3 of
to
them
us.
we spent together, free of the pandemic. 2 of them we spent in the pandemic. How about that?
And we made it.
Talk about 5 years and a hurricane.
2
hurricanes.
Both of which knocked down both sides of the fence.
Damn.
And now we got a whole
and
temple
a
being
shade.
built. Okay, I feel like this is just us talking. But anyway.
Long story short, we've been through it.
Right. And so today we said that we would talk a little bit about how this being came to be.
Not a little bit. We said
we
was giving them the whole shebang
bang. We are giving them the whole shebang bang.
From the moment of insertion. Oh, no, not that part?
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't say we was going to talk about that part.
Sure. I don't know.
We talk about the DMs.
Yeah, we talk about all of it.
Because we never told that story, like how we met. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I got to start the story then.
Yeah, boom. You know better than me.
And it kind of starts a little bit from last week's story times that we had about the flags, the red flags and the green flags. Cool. Okay. Let's see. Let's just jump right in. So, like I told y'all last week, I found out when I realized what my red flags were that I was interested in exploring BDSM.
This story.
And that I was interested in specifically exploring submission and being submissive. And so I had that experience with a couple in the Poconos. I had come back and was doing research online, which is not the most credible. I stumbled into Reddit chats, which is not always the best place to be. But I was learning things and exploring and figuring out what I liked and what I didn't like. I think did I find a BDSM test by then? Or did we talk about it? Anyway,
I feel like I sent you that.
Yeah, so we were exploring. I was exploring, but I couldn't find anything in person. And for me, at that point, it was hard enough dating in New Orleans, much less looking for BDSM things. I had been in therapy for a while, and what we were focusing on at the time was exploring sex outside of the confines of a relationship. Like I was putting myself into relationships a bunch for the sake of having an intimate partner to both have sex with and be intimate with, even if that wasn't the person that was right for me at the moment, or even if I wasn't the right person for them. And so I was like, let me go explore. And that was turning out to be very difficult. And then this further complicated the issue, right? So, right. It was
What was I walking into?
It was a tough time. It was a tough time. But I was at work with my work wife at the time, sitting in our office, and we were talking more like I was venting and complaining. And I was like, this is such a challenge. Like, I'm interested in exploring this thing. I don't know what to do. It's hard enough to date, much less like find someone who wants to be dominant or who I could trust to be dominant, and like who won't put me in like subspace and sub drop and all these dangerous positions. And I'm like just venting, and she's listening to me, and then you could just see a light bulb go off above her head, and her eyes get all bright, and she's like, "You should meet John." And I'm like, "Who?" And she's like, "John, you should meet John." John and his partner at the time, like, they have this group that's like a sexually liberated group. And I was like, that sounds like a red flag. I'm gonna stop you right there, because I had just left a sexually liberated group because they were very transphobic, and I don't do transphobia. So I was like, people say they're liberated, but then I like even more expansive spaces. And she was like, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. Like, it's a really nice group. Like, you should join the group. I was like,
My cult.
Right. Your cult, as people like to think. And so she added me into the group. Now, at the same time, somehow or another, she had a conversation with you that you needed to meet her friend.
Yeah.
And was like, I'm going to add her into the group. And so I got tagged in a post to meet you. And then we ended up, I think I tried to slide in your DMs, but you had too many people on your Facebook.
No, you tried to be my Facebook friend.
I tried to be your Facebook friend, but I couldn't.
But you couldn't be my Facebook friend because I had the maximum
The
amount
maximum
of Facebook
number of
friends.
Facebook friends.
I
And I
mean,
was like,
still do, but
this guy is popular. I don't really know.
yeah, that's a red flag.
He got too many friends.
But I wasn't really popular. It's just like I just had 5,000 friends around the world.
And that don't sound popular to you?
I mean, it's not really popular on Facebook because they don't ever talk to you.
That is true. But anyway, we ended up DMing each other. I'm going to let you take it from there.
Okay, boom. She DM'd me, and then I explained this to my partner at the time that there's this person that's interested in exploring submission. She wants to meet us at Gabby's.
Yeah, no, before that though, we were talking.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what all we were talking about.
So we DM'd, and it was like, well, how did you like find out about me? And we both found out it was our friend who connected us.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, I was very dead set on not being in a relationship for like the first time of my life. So I came into this space like, hey, I'm interested in talking about BDSM with somebody. Like, you're a dominant. Like, can I pick your brain? Like, and we started talking. And while we were talking, we found out that like we had a lot of shared like interest. Like, we were just having good conversation and things. The vibe was vibing.
Right.
I guess. And we did that for like a couple of days, I think a couple of days. Maybe a day.
Maybe a
at
day.
least.
It wasn't that many.
And then we talked about meeting up at a public location.
Right.
At Gabby's.
Some public location in the East.
Where he brought his partner at the time. And which, like, for me was like I said, I was coming into
I'm
this
a very upfront person.
Exploring BDSM, not trying to get him or mess with his relationship or anything. And I brought my best friend at the time because I don't know him or his partner. And my friend vouched for him. My work wife vouched for him, but wasn't about to show up to no bar by myself to talk about BDSM with no random dude. So we showed up at Gabby's to like seafood night.
Yeah.
had some rum punches.
Yeah.
Conversation kept flowing smoothly
Yeah.
between all of us, enough that my friend left me
By herself.
by myself and was like, I trust y'all. Y'all seem cool. Make sure she make it home safe. Bye. And left. And then we ended up sitting in y'all's car at the time.
Yeah, just
talking further. And at the time it was like, I think I'd be interested in like trying to be your submissive. And at the time it was thinking about being both of their submissives, but definitely yours.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, I'd be interested in like being your, like seeing what being your dom would be like let's, try this out. And we set up a date.
Yeah.
Or a session.
A session.
It wasn't a date.
It wasn't a date. Yeah, we set up a session. Mm-hmm. And that session just so happened to be February
23rd.
2017.
2017.
And I think we could go into how that session went after a break.
Yeah,
give us a little time to marinate.
Gave you a little bit
gave
of
the poem and all
preface.
that. So we're gonna go into a break. We'll give y'all a chance to go get yourself a glass of wine.
Some popcorn.
I'm suggesting you get a glass of wine. Some popcorn? Nah.
A little bit of tea.
Nah. I get you some fried chicken. Cause I'll play it. Just get you a glass of wine. I don't care what else you do.
And we'll be right back.
Ouch.
If I tell you my secrets, would you keep them? Let me know, girl, I gotta know, yeah. I just need to know, yeah. If I tell you my secrets, would you keep them? Let me know, girl, I gotta know. I just need to know. Don't take it personal. I just gotta know, 'cause I be on my toes, fucking with these hoes. Treat you like the best of them. I will never treat you like the rest of them, 'cause I fuck with you too hard, baby. I'm the moon and you're the star. Tell you my secrets, would you keep them? Let me know, girl, I gotta know, yeah. I just need to know, yeah. If I tell you my secrets, would you keep them? Let me know, girl, I gotta know. I just need to know. I don't wanna scroll, no. You talking about what I told, yeah. Girl, I gotta know, yeah. I just need to know, yeah. I don't wanna scroll, no. You talking about what I told, yeah. Girl, I gotta know. I just need to know. If I tell you my secrets, would you keep them? Let me know, girl, I gotta know. I just need to know. If I tell you my secrets, would you keep them?
Welcome back to the Dime Experience presented by R.A.R.E Media. I am Cinnamon Vixen.
And I am Dominus. And I am about to sneeze because I am about to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Hold on, let me try to hold it. I can't.
Blessings. But we had given you, before we took our little break, the preface of our first
session.
session.
And let me tell y'all, I thought she was trying to set me up. I kid you not. Cause look, I get to a house, right? Yeah, I see a truck parked outside. They got a man cutting grass.
Who's
A older man. And it's daytime. This is broad daylight. And her house, you can see straight through the windows, I thought. And so she answers the door naked. I'm like, wow. I was like, who that is back there? She's like, oh, that's my uncle. He always come cut the grass.
which turns out they have the same name.
It turns out we have the same name.
And
I hope they never watch this. But they might, because they came to one of the burlesque shows.
Definitely.
But yeah. Wait, what you was about to say?
I was just gonna say his name and his wife's name also runs in your family.
Yeah.
Which is so weird.
It's crazy.
There's so many synchronicities.
Because my father's father name is John, and his wife, my grandmother, is Vera.
Yeah. And then my aunt's name.
Yeah.
Vera.
Anyway,
so like he said, I opened the door.
naked.
Butt ass naked.
And I don't know if y'all seen her naked. She fine. And I have to say that because they might have seen you naked.
I mean, at this point.
She was like slimmer then. She done got thicker now. But I'm sorry, you did.
I mean, keep going.
But anyway, she answered the dude naked, right? So I'm like, all right, yeah, it's about to be
Did we pre-plan this though?
Yes, yes. We negotiated everything that was
had
gonna
our
happen.
negotiations. We talked about our hard limits and soft limits. I took the BDSM test.
Took the BDSM test.
I think before we went to Gabby's, before we met at Gabby's, or between. Regardless,
Maybe between.
We did the BDSM test. We saw that I was in submissive land.
Yeah.
And that I was interested in exploring the things. We talked about hard limits and soft limits. No blood.
Yes.
No pee.
She talked about her traumatic experience, so I know what not to do. Even though I wasn't gonna do that anyway.
We set up some aftercare parameters and stuff too. And then my discipline was one of the things too that I'm interested in my submission. So the first thing was to be at the door butt ass naked. Yep. And so that I'm a good girl. And I followed directions well at the time. I'm a little bit bratty now. But so yeah, I opened the door butt naked and he saw me in all my glory.
Yeah.
And I was nervous as fuck.
She was shaking.
I was nervous.
Like shaking. Like, yo, what is going on here?
I had like a rabid heartbeat. It was just like, cause
like I'm like, you know, your uncle outside. Yeah. And from the back of my head, I'm like, I'm the one that should be shaking, but I wasn't tripping.
And so I had this whole rabid heartbeat, and I was nervous. He had some Damiana in his system, so he was chill.
Shout out to Damiana.
But anybody who knows John knows that his personality and just like, not his personality, but just his like being is calming. Right? So
I should get paid for that.
You should.
Come sit with me.
Mm-hmm. I am nervous. I don't know what's about to happen, but I know it probably involves like toys and whippings and all this stuff.
And I was
like,
essentially a stranger then.
Yeah. And so I'm like, this man's at my house. I think I might have like texted a friend and told him that you was coming just so that they knew.
That's probably why your uncle was cutting the grass on the low. You probably set that all up.
I did not. The man would come whenever he wanted to cut the grass.
Man, cut my neck while I was trying to cut you.
But I remember, and his memory is better than mine. but chronologically at least. He like hugged me. He was like, I'm just like, let's just,
Yeah, let's just chill.
and he like held me, and my like rabbit heartbeat slowed down. Like he calmed the fuck out of me. It was so nice.
Should nickname me Sage.
Cause you're calming.
No, Lavender.
Lavender.
That's what I meant.
You're lavender.
I'm not the herbalist here. You are.
But yeah, I ended up getting real calm. I think there were some kisses with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing way too much. I'm kidding. I'm
I'm about to say you did just enough for me.
I'm kidding. It was a joke. That gotta be the comic relief.
And then what?
And then once you calm yourself, and once I feel like you calmed yourself, I was just the agent, a catalyst, if you will, to your calming. I believe I told you to. I believe I blindfolded you. And then after I blindfolded you, at the time, I told you to arch your back. And then that's when we went into full-on session. I don't remember each sequence of the session at this moment, but I know we went into our session that involved flogging. We had sex.
Which was an additional perk.
And then we had sex 2 more times. We were like 3 rounds.
Did you handcuff me?
I did cuff you at one point.
And there were more instructions too.
There was instructions. We didn't have the magic wand at the time. This was 5 years ago. And we've done a lot.
I didn't crawl in that session.
No. This was before all of that. This was the first one. The first one involved a lot of us. Vibing and shit.
Yeah, vibing, touching, flogging. I got handcuffed. I got blindfolded. I got spanked, told what positions to hold.
Yes.
We had good sex.
Yeah. Sex.
Yeah, we had great sex. I was like, okay.
I mean, yeah, you said good. It was good for you. It was great for me.
No, it was great. I was like, okay. We had it 2 more times.
That was after I fell asleep.
So this is the thing.
So I was an insomniac.
So I knew that things were going well because I had this rabbit heartbeat that this man was able to calm down. And normally that's not a thing. Like I'm the person who figures it out, and the people that I was with just didn't know how to deal with me. I was a little bit too much, and he was just like, "No, I'm just gonna hug you, and
nothing is too much.
We gonna move." So for me, that was like, "Oh, this is cool. This feels like a safe space to, continue exploring." For him, like he said, he was an insomniac at the time. He wasn't getting good sleep. I remember when we first started hanging out, we would be at the pool hall with his friends, and he fell asleep sitting up. Like he would just regularly fall asleep places. Because he wasn't getting good sleep. He came to my house. We had this session. And then after I got hugged and cuddled and all of this stuff, we put on Sausage Party.
Yeah. I don't know
why Sausage Party was the aftercare movie treat, especially because it would not have been my first choice. However,
oh my God,
it was funny enough and weird enough to like break, the ice of a sub drop. Right. And then he fell asleep. He passed the hell out.
I've never slept like that a day in my life.
And not only did you fall asleep, when you woke up, I was like, "Do you want some food?" And this is how I found out that you like Chinese food. And so I went ahead and ordered Chinese food delivery. So he was like, "I just had the best sleep of my life, and she's feeding me." Because for me, service submission is a thing. So I'm like, "You just took care of me. Like, how can I take care of my dominance? Like, if this is going to be a thing, like, I got to take care of my dominance. It's part of the submission for me." So I ordered chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
And shrimp fried rice.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I had a shrimp egg roll at the time, but he was like,
"For real? For me?
And then we had 2 more rounds of sex before he left.
No,
yeah.
I didn't leave.
No.
I fell asleep.
Yeah,
again.
You did.
And I woke up way too late.
He woke up way too late. But it was a lesson for both of us of this like safe space that we had started to create.
Yeah.
And again, like it wasn't necessarily romantic. Like I wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
was
I
just a
fell in
good
love.
vibe.
Though. It was a good
You might have
time.
fell in love.
I mean, I ain't know I was in love then, but you know, you kind of. I feel like, honestly, love is like always first sight. You just got to do something to make me fall out of love. The love only grows from the moment you meet a person, because there's something about that person that you love that makes you want to like them.
And you're a person who operates in love first and foremost. I had walls.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's why I'm able to. I feel like I'm able to be so calm. I ain't calm around places because I already seen a lot of shit that's chaotic, and they don't do nothing for me to be not calm. So you know.
So yeah, we had that first great time. Started enjoying each other's company.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, let's continue this thing.
Yeah.
I would like to be in consideration to be your dom. At the time, he had to be your sub. At the time, he had 2 other submissives.
Chill out, man. You making me sound like I'm
And
something else.
At the time, I thought you were. I thought he was just like a whole big old time with 2 other subs, and I was just, about to possibly join the roster.
I wasn't gonna even talk about all that.
And then, like, along the way, we kind of just like kept growing together.
You're right.
His relationship at the time was in a transitional space. And so it wasn't like anything I was doing was really impacting that.
Nah.
But yeah, I just started doing what I could as a submissive to help like support whatever he was doing in service, whether that was like helping out back in the background for Sex Live that year.
Yeah.
Or food, or my house ended up being the spot for like game nights and all that stuff for the group that I did end up joining and staying in.
Yeah.
We had taco nights and game nights and all of this stuff.
Yeah, game nights used to be lit.
Yeah, and then we had sessions, and
yeah, we started.
There was crawling and
things.
flogging, and I bought more toys, and I bought enough toys on the sex toy shop that I had enough rewards points to get a free magic wand.
Clamps
we had nipple clamps. Those nipple clamps are still sitting in the drawer. We had wine time. There was a glass toy. There was that one time. The island is now sanitized, but at the time, bro, there was that time on the island with the.
Yeah, I got a picture of me like. You looking like a turkey from Thanksgiving, and I'm like sitting right there like I'm about to eat my Thanksgiving meal. Man, I wish Instagram could let us post stuff like that.
And he knew too that I was in this exploration of like my sexuality.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't trying to. I kept telling him I'm not trying to be in a relationship. I'm not trying to get locked down in a relationship. And it wasn't like he was pushing me.
Meanwhile,
he wasn't pushing me to get
She was
one.
very passive aggressive. Anytime we would ride in the car together or something, she would be like, you know what? I would be a bomb ass girlfriend.
That was not every time.
I would be a bomb ass girlfriend. Whoever becomes my boyfriend, I would be a bomb ass girlfriend.
He says it like I said that every single time we got into the car. We talked about that a couple times where I was like, I'd be a bomb ass girlfriend. In general, it wasn't about you. You was just the person I was with. Like often for these things to come up and be talking about. You was still it. I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to end up in no situation again like I had been in the Poconos.
I knew.
So I was trying to just, I knew that once I did, because I was doing all this service submission stuff too, and so I was like, man, this is great because all of these things that I wanted to give my partners. I could do all this
for my boyfriend.
Like all of these things I wanted to give my partners that I couldn't because they didn't necessarily like accept or understand or appreciate it. I was giving him, no, I wasn't. I was giving him all this good service submission, all these gifts. Mush month came out of that. For his birthday, he ended up getting like something every single day. Man. Just because, not because I was trying to prove anything to him in my submission, but it allowed me the opportunity to finally give to someone freely like I hadn't been able to before. So like, of course, you don't normally get to celebrate your birthdays. We gonna do it big. I'm gonna go find all of these little cute things leading up and like just give them to you because you're my dominus. And so we started growing in that relationship together. I ended up being told that like I could get collared and that I was being considered to be a collared submissive and be like his. Which like collars are kind of like the engagement ring of the like BDSM world. It's like we go together,
right?
Go together as
now you really
as dom and sub.
I will say like in that time in my life, your energy, just as much as I calmed you in that moment, I feel like you calmed the large part of me in my whole like entire being. Like I come across as calm to the entire world, but on the inside I tell this to people that are very close to me, which is you and one other person, that I always think about running on the inside. So now y'all know, like I'm always chilling, but on the inside I always think about like not necessarily running. That's just how fast energy is moving through my body, and that's why I'm always doing something or always able to do things or multiple things because I got so much energy inside my body, and a lot of that I didn't know how to control before I met her because I had a lot of anxiety and depression. And if you have a lot of energy, match that with anxiety and depression, there's only a few things you could do with yourself. And at that time, I was like just in a dark space, and she calmed all that shit down. So,
Oh.
so you in a sense did the same thing for me on a grander scale. You just didn't know it.
Yeah. And then he was like, "I'm gonna call her."
So yeah, let's and and I think it was just a lot of reciprocation that I'm not gonna say my other partners didn't give me. It was the reciprocation I felt I've always wanted, and I felt the love and the energy, just what we had was worth it. You know what I'm saying? And like you were beyond deserving of my love. I'm not gonna say you deserve to be anything, or you were your own entire person before you met me. And I think the fact that you allowed me to be my same person and grow into be my greater self when you didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? That means more to me than anything that, anything. Like I can honestly say, a lot of who I am is because of you. You know what I'm saying? Because like you gave me space to just be myself, and that's all I really needed. Space to be myself. I never felt fully myself. I was becoming myself in all of these other relationships. So I'm not gonna take away from none of them. You know what I'm saying? All of those other relationships, I was becoming myself. I became myself with you, and I got in this relationship, you've allowed me to evolve. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing. That's all I got to say. You can talk now.
So we kept growing and stuff, and all of that stuff was happening before we decided to like date and like love and all of yeah. He started going into the love section of things, but I got collared
before the time ran out.
Yeah, and we started going to like conferences and stuff together. And so I started nerding out more and more and thinking about how I wanted to dom as well. Yeah. And throughout this, like I said, he was offering space for me to explore my sexuality, and I was now in this like sexually liberated group and like talking about sex more openly. So I also had opportunities to explore sexually, like with you as my dom and with other people. So like I ended up going to a swingers club for the first time and
can we talk about that time?
Not today.
Damn, not that one time at the swingers club.
Yes, we could talk about that one time at the swingers club and talk about all the swingers club etiquettes and do's and don'ts too. All right. But yeah, had threesomes for the first time. Well, for the second time, had great ones. Yeah, and also for the times where I wasn't necessarily interested in like being sexual in like with someone in those moments, we had protocols set in place for that as well. So I regularly had a stash of chocolate because eventually you transitioned into like us living. We transitioned into living together, right? And it's once we started living together that the love romance part of this relationship really blossomed, and we were like, we together. But we had this protocol. If folks wanted to get with John but not with me, or if I wasn't really interested in the moment, or if I wanted to sit back and eat Chinese food, that I mean, you could come do the things, y'all could have fun. I need my chocolate. Symphony bar, some turtles, something. So people would come, not people, but like a person would come who was interested in y'all having y'all fun, and I would get my chocolate and happily go have my time at a nice little symphony bar. And so we grew and grew in relationship, and then people started knowing my name, and then he started having me dance to his poems because he knew I was a dancer, but nobody else really did in the spaces.
I didn't do that.
Yes, you did. You were like, you're a great dancer, and like these artists just keep being
You
like,
had a
that's
name
John's
before
girlfriend.
me.
I did have a name before you, but once we started going into the poetry scene, not in like the dance
Oh,
community,
I'm about to say.
which I was also tiptoeing around. Like I was in a dance community, but I
About
was
to say,
dancing.
chill out, fam. Don't
So
knock yourself.
John was well known as a poet person. Yes, and we would get there, and it was just like John's girlfriend or whatever, and so he had me start dancing to his poems so people would know me. We are going to take a break, come back,
All right.
wrap up this story,
All right.
and give some more news.
We're gonna need a part 2 to this.
Yeah, this is the Dom Experience. We'll see you in a second.
R.A.R.E Media Network.
Show me your little secrets. Show 'em off. Show me your features. Yes, we did it all on the first night. Going through withdrawals like an addict. Fill me with the drugs of a late night. Smoke is in the air like magic. Like magic. Like magic. Whisper in my ear like magic. Like magic. Like magic. Make it disappear like magic. Like magic. Like magic. Smoke is in the air like magic. Like magic. Like magic. Like magic. I break you down into little pieces. Just to wrap you up, can you feel my breathing? Yes, we did it all on
That was
the
consented
first
to,
try.
kind of.
Welcome back
Going through withdrawals
to the
like
Dom
an
Experience podcast. I am Cinnamon Vixen.
5 years of choking. That's what really be happening.
That's Domnus. I mean, yes, I love me some breath play. And so I got to get pushed up against the wall as many times as I wanted to. This was great. We like christened every room in my house at one point in time. Like
And the furniture.
we had game nights at the house that were like nice and also naughty from time to time.
Yeah, we don't have those anymore.
But I like, okay, so to depart from the kinky shit for a second, I knew that like I was really, 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 really into John because he does this thing that he calls Bridge Crew, and it's been happening forever, where on Saturdays we go under the bridge and feed the homeless, potluck style. We're
We'll get back
well
to that in a
overdue
minute.
for restarting Bridge Crew. So if you're interested in joining that, shoot us a message, because the more people, the merrier. But we were doing Bridge Crew, and there was this woman, like far, like across, like down and across the street. And she had like a walker or a cane. She was struggling. I think she had a walker. And she was older. And she was like, you could see she was struggling to get to us. And I watched him see her. And I watched him grab a plate or two and like go to her, bring it to her, help her see what she needed, see if she needed any drinks, get it set up so that it wouldn't fall in a walker, so that she didn't have to walk all the way to us where the line was waiting. But just like the amount of care and heart in that moment, I was like, that's the one. I want that one. I want that one right
Feel like
there.
a piece of meat.
Like that one right there.
And she tell his story all the time, and I never remember doing that.
And that's the point. Like, he doesn't remember doing it because
really don't
he
remember
does
doing that.
so much stuff like that. Like, it wasn't just that old lady. It's everybody that comes through the Bridge Crew or anybody that needs help. Like, he was always there. In that moment, something hit me in the heart.
It's about to
And
cry,
I was like, this is the one. And we've had many moment like that throughout our relationship. We've had astral sex.
That shit was wild.
Third eyes connected. We like left our bodies. It was great. There have been many orgasms. We've explored like edging and sexual, like our favorite sexual torture game with each other. I got to explore being dominant for the first time with someone who I trusted to help create that environment. So it wasn't like I was stepping into it alone. I got to nerd out on sex often. Like,
Shelly became a sex doula.
Yeah. And I think too that like without being in this relationship at the time that I was in it, like I wouldn't have gotten into burlesque in the ways I did. Like, to have a partner that is supportive of me just exploring anything that I want to do, but especially like burlesque, like openly, and be like really proud of everything that I'm doing. If I were riding solo or with somebody else, but especially if I were single, I wouldn't have felt as safe to be in these streets at night as a burlesque performer. And so part of that is that the community is so good and warm and welcome and unaccepting of any type of fuck shit. But also that like I have a partner who's always there. And not there in like a masculine, I'm the man way, but like just chilling in the shadows and coming out to make it rain on me. And seeing that balance that we have in those things where like you're in the spotlight and I get to support, and then I'm in the spotlight and you get to support, and then we're in the spotlight together.
Being the sound guy,
right? Because he was there all the time anyway, so it's like, why not let you run sound and get paid? And now you're the most popular member of the Opulence Hour for the audience every week.
I don't even know how that happens. But
there's just something about his heart that makes me so happy, but also makes my pussy open up. So thanks, bae.
Love wins.
This has been the most hilarious episode of this podcast yet, because we are both just really happy about our anniversary today.
Yeah, man. It's a good time. It was a good time. Like, it's like, no, because like I don't want to say we really got a chance to do a lot. Like, we was looking back, like, well,
Dude,
so I didn't really get a chance to
2018.
like express my love to the public world, social media wise, because she like went clean in. Like, anything I would have did looked like I didn't do enough, so I just didn't do it.
So here's the thing. This morning,
Just kidding.
I woke up, and obviously John was already woke up. He's no longer an insomniac, but he tends
I
to
still
go
wake
to
up
sleep.
hella early.
He goes to sleep and wakes up with the sun. So he'll go to
Yeah, I
sleep
got the sun
a little
cycle.
bit after the sun goes down. He'll wake up before the sun comes up and watch it come up. Cool. I woke up and all he saw was me open the door, run out the room, turn on the speaker, turn the volume up, run back in the room and press play. And all you heard was, "Do you know what today is?" And then he ran and turned it off.
Because I was on FaceTime.
And then I ran back out and turned it back on because he was on FaceTime with the person who connected us in the first place. So I turned that bitch all the way up and then just had a party with both of them and twerked at both of their faces because do you know what today is?
It's our
our anniversary. And then I turned it down a little bit so it was still playing in the background and went my ass back in the room where I could hear it. But then once I fully woke up, I was like, we're just posting. So my entire Instagram story, for anybody who's interested in seeing us in timeline, is just us. The whole timeline is just pictures of us. We went viral with Mia's lava lamp onesie.
Yeah, so if any of y'all watching this, y'all ever seen the little viral video about the dude following the chicks in the water talking about say lava lamp onesie, say lava lamp onesie. That was her. It was around this time. Right, it was, matter of fact, we was at a Demia parade.
Yeah.
So
And so if anybody's seen that lava lamp onesie video with the girl with the puffs and black jacket, that's me. on the other side of that. And thankfully, none of our faces were on that because I was not ready for that type of viral
Right.
ness. But we did go viral.
We could have got a bag though if they would have seen our faces.
And if we had better representation too.
Yeah, that too. We ain't had no representation.
Right. But yeah, we done a lot of stuff.
Also didn't care about it.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to go viral.
So my story is full of pictures of our relationship, like through the timeline. But the catch is, like, he's like, I couldn't post anything because she went hard.
But everything she posted came from my
95% of those
timeline.
posts came from his timeline.
So I didn't have to.
So if you take a scroll down his Instagram, it like, you could see when he started feeling me, it just started posting me. And actually there was some stuff from 2017. You just had to look for it.
I know I posted
and I
you.
wasn't like called out in it, but you had like,
He was trying to play me, talking about, oh, this the year you was like trying to like
Hide
me. Mm-hmm. Nobody try to hide you. I was everywhere.
I mean, technically, we was both in these streets, so
Exactly. We still in these streets.
I mean, we are. People just like to act like we aren't.
I ain't in these streets. I'm retired.
I'm not.
F you. Do your thing.
That's the other thing. I told
chilling.
him, I was like, I'm
be
not
chilling in the nook.
interested in being in a relationship, and he was like, okay, that's cool. And so when we started talking about the relationship, I was like, but I like haven't gotten to explore all the ways that I wanted to explore, and I don't really think I'm trying to explore not being in a monogamous relationship. And he was like, so we don't have to be monogamous. Like, I'm not really monogamous anyway. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yay. And so
For the record, y'all heard that she the one that wanted to be
Me.
like out here in these streets.
Me.
I was like cool with
Me.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, with the yeah. I was like, all right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. But also,
But everybody think I'm the one. Everybody want me to be the deviant.
We knew too. They really do though. We knew that my like intuition wasn't the best when it came to picking new partners though. So now I had a partner who could
It's
also
just everybody
help
liked me, so I ended up getting a lot.
You completely just.
I'm sorry. I wasn't finished.
We knew that my intuition wasn't that great when it came to picking new partners. Hence how I ended up in the situations I did before I met him. So the good news too about this relationship was that I had somebody to like help me come to better decisions about people.
Keyword come to better decisions.
Mm-hmm. And so part of being in this relationship has kept me from some stuff. You got a shout out for being on the sofas at Opulence Hour back in the day. In the shadow.
I know. I used to like that sofa. I miss that sofa. I feel like the energy is different now.
Yep. But now, now we're doing all the things.
Yeah, we've been able to travel to Jamaica multiple times because of like the things we've done together.
Yeah, we've been accused of being cult leaders. So now my running joke is that all of our regular listeners of the podcast,
Yeah, y'all are all part of the cult.
you're part of the culture, and I would,
Yeah, I'm gonna give me a T-shirt that says "cult leader" on it. No,
Okay.
too tacky.
Mm.
No,
Mm.
don't walk through the airport with it.
No.
All right.
But yeah, we've like spent some time growing into this, and like we said, it's had ups and downs and arounds and arounds. So like I fully credit John and like 2 or 3 other people, mostly John and our friend, for keeping me alive during this pandemic. Because if we remember, my grandmother passed right before the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And so I went from grieving to pandemic, of which my dad got COVID in the beginning of the pandemic, to losing all my jobs.
Yeah.
Right when I decided I was going to do burlesque full time. And like the only reason I'm here, outside of a praying grandmother who is now in the spirit world, was John and the community that like he helped create in the first place, including the person that introduced us to each other.
Yes. I would have to say a lot of my strength in that troubling time also came from that person that introduced us to each other in the first place.
She the best.
Yeah, she really is the best. She's like our angel, our goddess. But yeah, the pandemic, was kind of rough.
Pandemic was
It was
real
rough
rough.
because like we celebrated our anniversary, and at the same time of celebrating our anniversary, we found out her grandmother died. So we had to cut what was our anniversary trip into us burying her grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And
And then a month later,
And then
less than a month later, we
the
was.
last month later, she didn't even get a chance to really process that we had like this amazing dime event.
Yeah, we
that-
had our
so-
first Dungeon Master experience.
So that was took us both into like a serious dime space, and we thought we was about to just like
do all the things we're doing
do
right
all
now.
the things we're doing right now.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And then that came crash.
And then that came into like a serious crash, and then like no gigs, and then sitting gave her a moment to grieve in like ways that she didn't know she was about to do, I think.
Mm-hmm. And we learned a lot more about each other.
We learned a lot more about each other and how we communicate with each other and what we don't like. And,
for better and worse, and then much better.
yeah, for better and worse and for much better. Lots of, arguments. I do get angry for people who don't know who think I'm just like super like always chill. There is moments where I can get angry. And I don't like getting angry, so that's why I'm always most chill. I'm always almost 99.9% chill, except when I'm like horny. But or angry. No, I'm chill when I'm horny too. I'm like got amazing self-control.
And I feel like everybody thought that like during the pandemic, especially us two, were like in the house just like
Fucking up a storm.
fucking up a storm and going outside and watching the bees. And that's just not always the case. Like you can't be in a house with anybody for 2 years without having some type of tension.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
especially in lockdown mode. Like,
Yeah.
I went from being home almost all day like I am now again to like us just being together.
Yeah.
While I'm grieving, which is not a good. I'm not the best me.
I mean,
in those moments.
you wasn't expected to be, so I think that's what made things easier. But I feel like it still did give you an excuse to like, be mean to me. So I try my best to stay, set my boundaries. But
Yeah.
I don't always have healthy ways of setting boundaries because I come from a place of the only way you set boundaries healthily is from a defensive space
Or a passionate tone.
Or a passionate tone. I ain't
I'm
gonna
someone
say.
who starts crying as soon as somebody gets real
Because anytime
passionate.
I talk low, so anytime I go high, I'm yelling
In volume.
to anybody.
To me especially.
Like sometimes my students made me recognize that. Like anytime I talk other than Mr. John's chill tone, they think I'm yelling at them, and I'm thinking, damn, I'm just talking so where you can really hear me because I feel like you got me fucked up. You ain't hear me.
Right. So we had to figure out, especially over 2 years of not being able to leave the house in the middle of the pandemic, how to talk to each other better, how to communicate better, what our boundaries needed to be, all of that stuff. And we're still learning.
Yeah.
And growing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like every year has gotten better as far as like the way we communicate with each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't enthusiastic.
That was me being like, and yeah, I'm getting better at communicating.
Oh, see.
that was me thinking about the spaces that I'm working on.
Gotcha.
But we're doing good. I want to keep going. You want to keep going? Like in this relationship?
Oh,
now?
yeah. I'm about it. You were trying to holler at me?
Yeah.
I mean, let's take a break. Tell them what we got coming up next since we're going to keep going.
So we're going to take a little break. And when we come back,
we're
we're going to wrap up some things and tell you some fun news. This is the Dom Experience presented by R.A.R.E Media. We'll see you in a second.
Pretty, get it, model. Bitch, I'm a problem. I ride through the city, my car sitting silly. You say that it's awkward. My bitch looking pretty, you wish you could get it. I think she a model. Take her close to the doctor, we had to go chop it just like Benny Hanna. Just like Benny Hanna. Yeah, bitch, I'm a problem. I ride through the city, my car sitting silly. You say that it's awkward. My bitch looking pretty, you wish you could get it. I think she a model. Take her close to the doctor, we had to go chop it just like Benny Hanna. Just like Benny Hanna. Yeah, we get to them commas, so we fly to Bahamas. Copy cars with the options. Yeah, it ain't hard to find us. I just left out with a model. Had her sipping out the bottle. Yeah, I keep one on side of me. Foot pushing on the throttle. Yeah, homie, I'm a problem. All day I be styling. I ain't never need a stylist. I'm just done with being modest. Cool fast like a rocket. I just keep it in my pocket. Just in case you wanna try me. Ain't no way that you stopping me. I'ma win, that's a guarantee. Smoke something, that's the gasoline. She wanna do it in private. I just threw hundreds and follies. Cool fast like a rocket. I just keep it in my pocket. Just in case you wanna try me. Ain't no way that you stopping me. Yeah, I'm a problem. I ride through the city, my car sitting silly. You say that it's awkward. My bitch looking pretty, you wish you could get it. I think she a model. Take her close to the doctor, we had to go chop it just like Benny Hanna. Just like Benny Hanna. Yeah, bitch, I'm a problem. I ride through the city, my car sitting silly. You say that it's awkward. My bitch looking pretty, you wish you could get it. I think she a model. Take her close to the doctor, we had to go chop it just like Benny Hanna. Just like Benny Hanna.
Welcome back to the Dom Experience. I'm Cinnamon Vixen.
I am Dominus.
This a podcast presented by R.A.R.E Media, and we want to give a quick shout out to Jazz and Heritage Foundation as well. So,
What's up?
it's been 5 years.
It's been 5.
2/23/22.
2/23/22.
Blessings on our relationship. Anyway, I'm looking forward to many more.
Many more.
I'm looking forward to seeing what shenanigans we get into. This year we're going back to hedonism, for instance. That's going to be fun. This year we're doing an erotic opera together with Experience Covet.
Like, I'm going to be performing with an orchestra. What the fuck?
Right? And if you want a bit of a
In LA.
sneak peek of what this dynamic kind of looks like in a more intimate setting, and you haven't been to our Dom Experience or our parties before where we've dungeon mastered, we're having an event next weekend.
Is that next week?
It's next weekend.
Wow.
And
That's
it is
fast.
called The Experience. And yeah, because next week Tuesday is Mardi Gras. And so it's already the 1st. And
No,
it's
we
on
still
the 5th.
got this weekend.
Yeah, we still have this weekend.
All right.
And we've already sold out both sofas,
Yeah.
some
get y'all
VIP tickets. And
Get tickets.
yeah. So that's called The Experience. It's going to be at the Always Lounge on the 5th at 10:30.
10:30.
That's going to be a journey
Yes.
of kink through performance,
Gonna be some-
multi-sensory
There'll
experience.
be some spoken word.
There will be no video.
There will be no video.
You just got to catch it.
Well,
with
there'll
your
be a
eyes.
videographer there, I
Yes,
believe.
but there will be no,
you know,
like, it won't be in our stories.
You have to experience. You have to use your eyes. There will be no stories. There will be nothing to like tell you what happened other than you.
Exactly.
So I encourage you to be there, and it's art. It's not like porn or anything like that. We're literally about to get on stage and give you something you've never seen before. I encourage you to get there. Get your tickets now. Don't wait to get in at the door, because if we sell out, we sold out.
So if you go on Eventbrite, you can just search for The Experience, right? You should be able to find
just
it.
go on Eventbrite, or you just go to our Instagram
Yeah.
and click the link that's going to be added back to the bio after this show.
Yes. So that's The Experience. And then next year we're going to celebrate our 6-year anniversary
Yeah,
with some like fun bachelorette style activities,
yeah.
some sexiness.
That means
some
we're going to have
fun.
a bunch of, what?
There will be a poll.
A pole?
Yes,
So if you have a pole, that means you're going to have somebody that dance on the pole,
definitely.
right? So we're going to have some pole dancers?
Yes, definitely.
Ooh. What else?
Some kinky shit.
What kind of kinky shit? Like Dom Experience type kinky shit?
Dom Experience type kinky shit for a part of it, yeah.
Ooh, so are we going to like create a dungeon and be dungeon masters for our own party, or something lesser than?
I want to be a part of the fun and not as much of the like worker of the fun, because you know bachelorette type vibes,
Gotcha.
right?
So
So
you're just trying to like Have some strippers, shake that.
No, we're gonna curate a
let me
really
see what
fun,
I'm kidding.
dungeon-ass experience only like the two of us could do.
Oh shit.
Yes, to celebrate our relationship.
Oh, it's going down.
Yeah.
I can see it now.
So, the weekend of
looking at it.
the weekend of
I'm a
2/23/23.
visionary, if y'all ain't know that.
The weekend of
Think I'm
2/23/23.
Kanye.
Save the dates.
2/23/23.
That's a Thursday.
Oh
Save
my
the Friday
God.
and the Saturday.
That's
for
about
us.
to happen. 2/23/23.
Mm-hmm. And if you heard his poem already about 2/23/22, you already know how we must feel about 2/23/23. So,
Sheesh, that's some numbers right there.
yep, that's gonna be fun.
2/22/22 was 2/23/23 about to be lit.
But until then, what do we have going on this week?
What do we have going on this week? I'm working sound Sunday evening at the Opulence Hour.
Mhm.
7 o'clock doors open at the Maison upstairs in the penthouse.
Yep. So Sunday we'll both be at Opulence Hour. John will be running sound. I will be performing.
Yep, taking our clothes off.
Taking my clothes off. There will be lots of twerking.
Lots
I will
of-
be doing some Caribbean and West African movement in my
Ooh,
performance
I love
too.
that one.
It's a good act. And then Saturday I'll be over at the Always Lounge for Triple Threat, which is a performance competition show where the tips determine the winner. We have a
Okay.
really nice Triple Threat 3. There will be a poll. And there will
That
be
might be
sexy
lit.
stuff. And then if you really want to nerd out, we're having Poke Drag right after,
Okay.
where there will be a Pokemon themed drag show where you can win some fun prizes as an audience member and be caught by our Pokemon trainers. There'll be some fun games, and I'll be there in my foxtail.
Okay.
So it's a good day. Outside of that, like we always say, we're available for sessions, for
Yeah.
consultations. If there's one question, you can slide it in our inbox. After that, we'll send you the link for our consultation. There's sessions available, especially going into March. And if you love us and love what we do and want to celebrate our anniversary with us, you're always welcome to slide into either of our Venmos or Cash Apps, which are always accessible on our pages. Outside of that, I love you
I love you too.
so much.
We gonna hug on camera? Or we gonna hug off camera? We gonna fight on camera too?
Yeah.
So this how we fight.
You ready?
Yeah. We might really be mad at each other, and this how we fight. We'll just do this, and then somehow it'll go away.
Yeah, we're silly. Give me that.
Anyway. Thank y'all. Thank you for breathing.
Thank you for breathing with us and being here with us.
Thank y'all for.
Aw, got happy anniversaries in our comments.
I'm gonna cry in the car.
Yay. This has been another episode of The Dom Experience.
Next week we'll have a guest. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that a little bit later
But yeah,
on Ashy Wednesday.
thank you for
That was
being
Ash
with
Wednesday.
us. And thanks again to R.A.R.E Media for putting up with us. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon.
Peace.
On my time, you can have it. On my time, you can have it. On my mind, girl, you magic. On my time, you can have it. On my time, you can have it. On my mind, girl, you magic.
People said calm down. A kilo. All round. She fuck with a nigga cause nobody fucking with me. When she sip the liquor, she make it feel like it's for me. That's all I know. And all we do is drink, fuck, drink, fuck, drink, fuck, drink, fuck, drink.
Ooh, girl, your flaws make you flawless. I'm at all cause you all that. I ain't too ashamed to call ya. If you too busy, call back. The world is yours, girl, you gorgeous. I'm up front until I fall back. Know my grind make you nervous, but you can hold me down if I fall flat. Do your thing, and I'ma do my thing. If you need your space, you receive your space. Just know I fall every time that I see your face. Like, ooh, we don't need 2 cents, better say we straight. Take a trip, girl, pick a place. Don't pack no bags, we gon' bring some back, cause I don't play like, ooh, we on my time, you can have it. On my time, girl, you have it. On my mind, girl, you magic. Ooh, all my time you can have it. All my time you can have it. On my mind, girl, you magic. The people said calm down. A kilo. All round. She fuck with a nigga cause nobody fucking with me. When she sip the liquor, she make it feel like it's for me. And that's all I know. And all we do is drink, fuck, drink, fuck, drink, fuck, drink, fuck, drink, fuck, drink, fuck. Fall through when I call you, like every time I call you. I mean every time fall through. Fuck right, you want that? That's all you. Look at everything I bought you. Now look at everywhere I brought you. Shit, top shelf, top floors, you can see we straight. Top shelf, type, easy cake, it's all love. As you see, we make it's all us, not a TV take. It's all up, mama, see we say. Celebrate, no champagne, Hennessy, do say. Tell her, hey, the eye time, too late. It's on my mind, like all the time, you call it mine. Every time that you say, ooh, on my time, you can have it. On my time, girl, you have it. On my mind, girl, you magic. Ooh, on my time, you can have it. On my time, you can have it. On my mind, girl, you magic. The people said, calm down. A kilo. All round. She fuck with a nigga cause nobody fucking with me. When she sip the liquor, she make it feel like it's for me. That's all I know.